can pick out that Idris. So honestly, till now, I do see the draft is playing into the hands of Eanix.
Yeah, so far, I mean, the fact that they're being able to ban out a lot of those roamers, and they could always go for the proc build on Grace that would really force the side of Celsior into only picking a certain from a small pool of roamers, which we saw being a strategy by one of the teams yesterday, where a lot of the roamers were either banned out or picked up, and one team even picking up, I believe it was Alance and Catherine, and that really just trying to lock them out. So in this situation here, I'm not sure what to expect. You say it's going in favor of Eanix so far, but it looks like they're going to go for that Celeste, however, which we know a very similar play style to the Scarf is going to probably work out in the hands of Eanix.
Well, probably, but there is one thing I must say. They can actually pick out the Grays, but, before they were picking, I wanted to say that they might just go for the weapon Grays in lane. Had they watched the EU matchups, I think it was yesterday or the day before, when Khalifa, I cannot pronounce his name at all. I'm just going to butcher his name. Played a weapon Grace in lane. So, SEA do pick up some meta from EU once in a while. Kavalafa, yeah, there you go, Kavalafa, right? There you go. But anyways, we do see a Baptiste, and then of course the Black Feather pickup on the side of Celsior. So the Baptiste will definitely be on the roam on the Captain Baptiste, and then we have the weapon carry. We have the crystal carry on that Black Feather, just so to outpoke and probably just poke out that what is that called? A Celeste. But then again, at the end of the day, Celeste, when she hits 8, she can, she does outrange that of CP Black Feather, and we will see I Agree You Die on that lance once again.
Well, yeah, it looks like they're going for a lockdown comp. I'm surprised they didn't go for the Catherine instead for that situation. They were being able to have a lot more CC and just being able to focus on opening up a lot of chances for that Celeste on the backline. However, in this situation, they do need to be careful of the threats they're going to be able to jump onto there, like that Black Feather being able to jump back and try and pick off Celeste in this case. But luckily for them, they do have Arden, which might work out a bit better than that Catherine because of the Vanguard. But last time I said that, it wasn't utilized enough. They weren't able to save the backline. So I'm not sure what to expect now, but we do have the very strong man himself, Lance, being there to help throw anyone away with that big shield of his and hopefully able to land the stuns up into the wall. So they do have a lot of CC provided for them still on the side of Eanix. And when you look over to the side of Celsior, I think what Celsior has is a very good engage comp and disengage because they have the fearsome shade and then the silence as well coming out from Vox. So I think they have a good kind of CC. It's different to the hard CC we see coming out from the side of Eanix in this case, but I'm still going to favor the side of Celsior for this one with engage comp being preferable.
Definitely, I must agree with you. Celsior just looks like they've got the much better comp, but we did see Iron View die on that Lance yesterday. And you said Lance has got a big shield that can just Githian wall people into a wall. Amazing, Dennis, amazing. And then stun them. But I have to argue with you that Lance has got a bigger sword as compared to his shield. But that besides the point. We did see Iron Guru die on that Lance yesterday, and he played very, very well on that Lance. So I'm not surprised though if the side of Eanix can actually pull this team comp off, especially with the amount of lockdowns they have, especially from core collapse. And I guess they've got a rather even and balanced out team comp as well, with both Lance and Arden being able to stand in the front lines and allowing that of Celeste to just poke and then wear down the enemies from the back line, similar to all the comps you've been running so far as well. So I must say Celsius build, Celsius comp is definitely better. They've got the Baptiste to shut down that Arden, in which we saw in the game between Infamous and Impunity when Batiste constantly landed Ordain whenever Iden tries to throw the gauntlet down. So maybe if the side of Celsior can play Ordain, or rather can play Batiste and land Ordains whenever Iden's going to drop the gauntlet, then they might have a good time. Whereas the side of Eanix, they just is so tanky. They've got so much shield and armor to cut through before you can even get to that Celeste, and their peeling ability as well coming out from Lance, from Arden, is just top of the line.
Yeah, and great point you brought up there, the fact that if Eanix are able to play this well, and is a similar role to having that Scarf being trophies on that Celeste, if they're able to play it with the success that they previously had, then no doubt I would give it to Eanix, but Celsior, by just going based off draft, I would give it to Celsior. So still a bit split on this one, and it's hard to say, but thank you for going through the draft with me, and to go through the match and bring in his own opinion on this one. We do have casting alongside me, Ashurai. Oh my.
It's all right.
I don't know why, but I think it's because I have a way of, I think the first time I said your name, I said it like as Ashura or something, just being Japanese. So
it's all right.
I get a bit tongue twisted when pronouncing your name, but yes, we do have a Sarai with me today.
Yeah. Well, I would have to, I guess, disagree with Luxuria. Bigger doesn't always mean better, but in terms of the comps, I might just go for Eanix just because I feel like they have, even though, like you said, that there's a bit more advantage for Celsior here, I just feel like Eanix has been pretty on point with how they've been executing their comps, and I think that they'll have enough safety for trophies to work around with this Vanguard, with the Githian wall on this land, so we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and we see a bit of early game aggression from both teams here over near the mid tree, and Eanix 3 members actually in the jungle there trying to secure it.
And they're going to be fighting this Mana E Mana. Here we go. Last hit will be taken by Highest, and Destiny Stars just going to Sonic Zoom a little bit of damage against Eanix as they try to wrap around, go back into the lane. And yeah, just a little bit of tussle there in the jungle.
Yeah, and as we said, you know, it's really going to be up to how well the side of Eanix are able to protect this Celeste on the backline. They were able to do a great job before when they had the Cruel Scarf and
here we go,
finishing off.
Githian wall, the damage, oh, the body block from I Angry You Die. So, good start for Eanix.
Yeah, and if Eanix are able to make this work well in the early game, there's no reason why it's not going to go any worse for them moving into the late game. But I do worry about this Black Feather here, which we can see now over onto Iron You Die, and going to be able to pick up a return kill. Isn't going to get that first blood advantage in terms of gold, but it's still a kill and some farm over to them. And that's going to be a nice pickup, as well as that mid camp that they're able to. Actually, Highest was able to steal the first one over. So in this situation, now that Devil was able to pick this up, it means Celsior being able to take the first 2 of those mid tree ends.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of advantage for them. Truffles, good connection with that Vanguard just to keep this Celeste healthy. As we are seeing that I Angry You Die will go for another rotation. Goes with a Githian wall. Highest is in a very bad spot. This Batiste has no mobility whatsoever, and that's going to be a second kill here and now for Eanix. And they're looking for a second one. I Angry You Die. But not going to be enough. So there you have it. Just 1 kill for the meantime here for Eanix.
Yeah, and as I was saying before about the just being able to protect, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to even protect themselves in this situation, as Devil going to find I Angry You Die once again and then rotate into his jungle. So Devil really focusing down this Lance and just trying to take it all away from him. And it's what I said about if Eanix aren't able to have a smooth early game, it might be rough for them. But we'll have to see how it plays out here as Lance not able to impale over that wall.
Man, we're just seeing right now that Devil is Well, you know how the devil is sneaky. That's just how he's playing. If whenever Iangry Dai goes for a gank in the lane, he takes a substantial amount of damage, and of course, his skills go on some really high cooldowns here, and that'll just be Devil able to capitalize. That's how he's been getting all of these relatively easy kills onto the lands, but now he's proving to look for more. Here comes Truffles. They're gonna be going aggressive, but Devil just has that much mobility. Trophies level 4 right now. I'm really looking forward again to that level 8 Celeste when you get that Heliogenesis range up higher and higher. So should be able to just deal damage from behind, and like I said, go for the artillery type of strat.
Yeah, and looking at Iron Gyudai, you might think that he would have been better suited to play on a Black Feather if it wasn't picked up by the side of Celsior, and just because it's kind of a similar playstyle to that Cruel, to be up in the face of the enemy on that front line and building up stacks. So I think in this situation, a weapon power Black Feather could have done them well, whereas Alance is kind of more there just for the CC. Yes, he's going to have a bit of burst damage with the initial impale, but it's really not the same play style, and this is where I worry about the side of Eanix going into Celsior, because if you don't have that distraction in the front line, it really gives the side of Celsior no reason to stick around there and to just bypass you and move on to the Celeste in this case.
And now, speaking of which, there's going to be a little bit of the distraction here, but it's not going to be enough. Getting in the wall will not actually connect to that wall, so no stun will happen onto Celsior, and the chase will be commenced onto Truffles, but he will be able to survive. Truffles was looking for the wraparound just for a little bit of that support. Level 5, not yet level 6, so no Solar Storm in his inventory or in his arsenal to work with. So Celsior will be going for the push.
Yeah, we can see right now a lot of poke damage coming out from the side of Celsior, and it won't be until Celeste gets that level 8 where she'll have that power spike on, having a bit more range and the safety of being able to stay under your turret a bit more, which is so crucial right now with the presence of Devil being around every corner on this Black Feather, who's really big right now, being at 3 kills to 0 already with that Shatter Glass. I think that one did go over to, yeah, it looks like Celsior able to steal some more farm, and if we look over at the farm now, right now Devil sitting at 34. Meanwhile, Iron Gyudai slightly behind at 28, and then up at the lane, fairly even for now. Truffles has stayed in the lane for that most part, so staying at 69 over to the farm of 65, which is barely a difference for this Fox, who should be able to easily make that back, as he's actually clearing out the jungle with Devil at the moment.
Highest, though, almost got caught out. Truffles could not follow up with enough Heliogenesis and even a core collapse right there. So, a little bit of a shame here for Eanix, but they are trying to turn the tides of battle for the meantime, looking to get the push in the lane. Although Celsior will say something else. Devil, though, look at how sneaky beaky he is going to be going for this brush. Now, right now, Truffles is in a very bad spot, but what is it gonna be? As Destiny Stars was very low on HP, Truffles a little bit more auto attacks. They're trying to push away Devil, and that's gonna be the case. Clutch Vanguard coming in from Truffles. And there you have it, a double kill for the side here of Eanix, looking for the triple. Can they go for it? Yes, the last connects the impale, and that's gonna be an ace. Can Eanix transition into a turret? That's only for them to decide, but hallelujah, that was a clutch Vanguard.
Yes, I think Eanix very glad to be able to get that one around, and as I said, that's the power you can have with Iden on the team. If played well, you are able to save those targets. They're going to be, it's a bit of a negative of damage to dive comps like Devil right now, who's trying to find Truffles, and if Truffles is able to find that core collapse, they might win this fight.
That Rose offensive, there is the gauntlet. They're chasing him down. Fearsome Shade as well to connect. Iangry dies right here, but will he be able to line up a beautiful impale? I guess that's not gonna be a no. Truffles was punished as well as Truffles. So that was a 2 for 0. And right now, Iangry die, looking very aggressive with the combat roll, with the impale, looking to start something here for Celsior. And, well, the wave is still far from the turret, so it seems that Eanix will be having their player or their roster back into the fight. Ooh, that's some mean damage right there. Core collapse. There's a Solar Storm. Oh my goodness! If it was something else that might have been not a double kill, but it's Trophies. He got that Solar Storm up. Beautiful.
Yeah, Trophy's there with an amazing core collapse as well. It's just a beautiful choke to play in with those kind of corners just being really tight and forcing the enemies into those kind of situations as they were trying to go for that initial turret, designed to back out, but Trophy's able to rotate up to the lane in time, and as you said, able to defend that turret, but even more so be able to pick up the double kill from it, which was just impressive. The timing on that Solar Storm, I think, might have even been before the Fountain was used by Highest, and it's just, I think that it does show Eanix had the damage to be able to turn this one around, especially on that Celeste at the moment, which they're putting a lot of farm into right now. As you can see, a lot of the jungle farm actually going over to the Celeste, but having to now rotate back up to that turret. They were able to previously, from that ace, get a turret out of it, so they didn't completely lose out, and we're going to have to see what they can do here.
Temple, his health is going uber so low. There's gonna be a get in the wall for my shut down with the Solar Storm. Pius has nowhere to go. There's the Colosseum of Death Warrior, and here you go. Now only one man left standing. Devil trying to run away. You better run, run. But he will be able to. Eanix, can they transition into a second turret? I guess that's gonna be a no, so they just go for the jungle camps.
Yeah, but Trophies right now with the snipes on those Solar Storms is just playing Celeste so well. And we talked about that if Eanix can play this team comp well, then it will... it's no surprise that they will be able to win this one because we saw how well they played with a similar team comp. I was just a bit worried for the sake of Iron Crew die on this Lance, but I think as he gets tankier and as he gets even stronger as well, being able to land a bit more burst damage, helping out Trophies get those low targets with the Solar Storm, you know, it just seems to be working out well for them, and it's good that they can flex off that previous draft that they were playing. Is good to see because they'll need it more than likely if they make it through to the finals, because I'm sure if they do, we'll be seeing more Scarf bans and even possibly Celeste bans, but I would say Trophies is a much stronger Scarf than a Celeste, but they are making me question it right now because 4-1 with 4 assists on Celeste and not a shred of defense. I really enjoy this kind of play when you're going on to one of those heroes such as your Baron, your Scarf, or your Celeste, and even with your Kestrel, where you just want that high damage output and having trust in your team to keep you safe.
Well, it is a 3v3, so teamwork is a must. I think the other thing here, why Eanix are so good, is that if you think about it, like the initiation for Celsior isn't as solid as you would see Eanix, or as, how do you call this, simple to do in a way, because Iron Great Eye with the Lance just initiates, and then Trophies will follow, Truffles will secondary, use a gauntlet just like that, and they will just try to deal the damage as they also do to, you know, keep their opponents off of this Celeste. And with that in mind, they get themselves the Devil, they get the shutdown onto him, and look at how strong they are. 2 big bruisers just charging in, no holds barred. This is just like a wrestling match, and they are gonna be the winners for this one. Will they get that Intercontinental title? Never mind, guys, that is just too much out of the question here, as it's just gonna be Destiny Stars to survive, but never mind. That's gonna be an ace, and here you go. Eanix able to exit out, but Devil right here, does he want to go for the 3v1? That's the question. Will he be that aggressive, that offensive with the Rose? Will he use it? He's go for the poke, but not at the choke. So Trophies will be porting back into the base, and there you have it.
Yeah, and with that, you can still see that Devil has the damage available. It's just when jumping into those team fights, needs to be careful to not get locked down and just blown up by Trophies on the back line. And I think so far, Eanix, I've just got to congratulate them again, doing a great job to be 13 minutes in here and now have the lead from what looked like at the start a possible game over to the side of Celsior. Is now 12 kills to 6 and 31.5k gold over to 27k on the side of Celsior.
Truffles? Okay, he was just trying to control the wave. I thought he got a little bit of connection issues right there, but no, don't think so. Kraken will be spawning in about a minute or so, so that could be the next point of power here, or point play for Eanix. Although they're looking pretty damn aggressive in the lane itself. Here comes Iangry Die. It's going to be a follow-up with the Gauntlet. Just waiting for it. But wait, hold that thought. The Fearsome Shade. There's going to be just that. Trophy's second Fearsome Shade as well. And trying to run away. Rose Offensive. This could be the turnaround here for Celsior. There's the Vanguard. Solar Storm as well. Destiny Stars gets it. A little bit of the bad timing for the Gauntlet. Trophy's trying to run away. Devil's right here. There's the Vanguard to keep him away for the meantime. But my goodness.
Yeah, you could really see when that team fight fell apart for the side of Eanix. It was actually Iangry Die on that lance, not able to land for Impale and just got caught in the middle of it, followed up with the wait for it coming out from Destiny Stars on that box, put them to silence, and then you have the Fearsome Shade just pushing them off, and the Echo coming out on highest to give them that second Fearsome Shade and provide the opportunity for Devil to dive in there with Destiny Stars onto that Celeste, who you've got to notice there's also a core collapse that almost caught Black Feather out, but I believe was blocked in that situation. So just well executed by the side of Celsior and able to pick up on the mistakes of Eanix. If they had let that slip, if they just let Iangry Die miss Van Pale and not punish him for it, I believe Eanix could position themselves for another fight very quickly and could have taken advantage of that as they still have the safety of their turret. But now we see the teams looking a bit more even. The gold lead not as sparse. Right now we see Celsior actually at 33k and Eanix at 34.9. So it's a lot closer than before. And with 4 turrets each and Kraken now up on the fold, things are going to be very dangerous for both teams, and this next fight could determine the win.
So the fight in the Kraken dance has commenced. There is still that poke at the choke here for Eanix. Although we did see how Celsior were able to, I would say, surgically dissect Eanix's defense right there and create such a great opening that the Rose Offensive from the Black Feather was so on point onto Trophies that he immediately got, what is it called, in terms of the HP, depleted. Now, Iangry Die in a pretty awkward situation. There's going to be the usage of the Gauntlet, Githian Wall away, but not connecting any of the stunts right there. Fearsome Shade into the sidelines. Trophies will be putting as much damage as he can. Second Fearsome Shade as well, but the heals onto Iangry Die is going. Devil! Almost connecting onto Iangry Die here, but he will survive. For the meantime, there's going to be a Solar Storm for the Aegis. The 1-for-1 straight Devil for Trophies, and Truffles here defending his own turret. Where is Iangry Die? Will he go for the respawn? That's going to be the question. Yes, he is. He's slowly but surely ramping back up into the lane, slowing him down. Goes in with the Vanguard. Highest gets a stun off. Will he connect the Impale? He wants to, misses it. That's not going to be good for Iangry Die, but this is a Batiste. He doesn't have any mobility at all, but Truffles will be going for the response as well, and the chase is on Ordained to connect as well, and they are just trying to go left and right. Githian Wall will connect a stun, but the damage was already enough. And here is a second Solar Storm, but it's just a little bit too late.
Yeah, reactions by Celsior, they're great to actually step out of the way and not get hit by that. And I think just being able to turn that one around, Destiny Stars in that fight, actually picking up one of those middle tree ants, was able to get enough energy to turn around the fight. But you've really got to give up the highest on this Batiste, landing those Ordains onto Iangry Die whenever they go for the Impale. And really, there's nothing Iangry Die can do about that to stop it from happening, because he's already moving forwards towards it and just hits the wall, gets stunned out, and provides easy stacks for Destiny Stars on this weapon power box at the moment, who, if we look, is basically full build at this stage. 179 farm. A lot of the heroes are quite close to it, if not already. You can see Trophies as the opposing laner there, just lacking out a bit on defense at the moment, only seeing on that reflex block. So right now, I would say Celsior have the advantage in this fight, and we've seen in the previous fights leading up to this, if they can focus down and break through the lines of Eanix, gain their way to Trophies, then they should be able to win it out after that.
Yeah, that's the thing right now, but Iangry Die really has to step forward here. He has been missing so many of those Impales. Solar Storm just for the pushback. They're trying to break this Kraken as fast as possible, but the damage is not enough. Secondary Fearsome Shade to push away Eanix. as they try to escort this Kraken to victory. Trophies into the front line. He's gonna get a little bit of support with that Vanguard, or rather with the Gauntlet, and that's gonna be a lot of zoning potential here. They're chasing him down, but at the same time, they have to respond to this Kraken. He is breaking, or she rather, is breaking down this turret. Can she get it? Oh, it's gonna be close. She doesn't. Wow, clutch from Eanix.
Yeah, and you can see the initial, I believe it was if we look at the timing here on the items, it could have been Vox using his own Aegis to try block out the stun coming out from Trophies on the Celeste for Core Collapse that came out, and then right after that, Truffless jumped in with the Gauntlet, and he really didn't have anything to block that one, got stuck in that. Trophies was able to turn around, and you can tell how much I'm struggling with these two names right now. Trophies able to turn around and then be up to pick up the kill, put down the damage. And yeah, when the CC works out for Eanix and they're able to keep Trophies safe on that backline, it's just really something to be afraid of there. And as we said, you know, this Gauntlet is a very big opportunity for the side of Eanix, and if they're able to play around that. But really, you were right in saying Iangryudai needs to step up his game with these Impales, and we see it now.
And step up indeed he has. There's a fearsome shade. Oh! From the Gauntlet actually connecting onto Devil right now. He was looking hard onto Trophies right there, and he wasn't able to. Does she have enough energy to actually plow down all of that Heliogenesis? And it goes Supernova. Gets the shutdown onto Devil, and Highest will follow through as well. Destiny Stars will remain. There's a wave already pushing, so this turret should go down. And my goodness, that was an insane Gauntlet.
Yeah, that Gauntlet actually catching out Devil and Destiny Stars right on the edge of it. And just as we said before that fight, the importance of the Gauntlet, but now we see Destiny Stars making their way up here. They have used that Resonance, but don't get caught out by any of the CC. The Impale misses, so does the Core Collapse, and Eanix gonna try to continue to go for this Kraken anyway. No one actually able to take care of Destiny Stars, and it looks like his presence alone was enough to make them back off.
Yeah, with that Impale again missing for Iangryudai, they immediately said, "I'm gonna try to go aggressive into this one. I'm very low in HP, and we don't want to give them any form of advantage at all. Just even one kill can make or break it right now in this later stages of the game for Eanix. So they're playing this as, I would say, safe as possible. I mean, they could just go for the Kraken another day, and maybe this is the other day. They're gonna look to actually go for it. They have a lot of flares as well, so here we go."
Yeah, it looks like you can see the side of Celsior do have vision on the Kraken as well as just being there, able to see it themselves. And they're going to push Eanix off of this Kraken once again. They could even go for it themselves, trying to contest it with damage, but I think they're more so focused on the kills right now, and specifically getting to that backline on Trophies is just so important for them. But we'll see whether they're able to do it now.
They gotta be careful. Devil is going aggressive, has the Rose of the Gauntlet. Devil, double fearsome shade once again from Highest. He has been so good with using this one, and maybe this is the opening for Celsior to stun onto the Arden. Oh, he cannot get away from that one. Trophies, he's trying to go 1v3. Man, this guy is going in ham. He's looking for it to try to keep this Kraken away from the hands of Celsior, and I think that's going to be a yes. Although, Truffles with 30 seconds left into the clock before he responds.
Yeah, and something interesting that I was wondering is the double tension bow pickup on Iangryudai, and if it could be better itemized, because there really isn't too much armor on the side. Of course, you have the coated plates or the mail jacket on that box, but I might have to hold this for it, as it looks like Eanix will have to try their best here with only 2 of their members up to steal this Kraken.
It's gonna be close. There is a Solar Storm. Can he go for it? Trophies. It is 3, 2, 1. No! Batiste gets the last hit. Here comes Destiny Stars with the Vox, and this might be GG. Truffles is still at the base. He's gonna be roaming around, getting the Vanguard for his comrade, trying to at least mitigate as much forward momentum as Celsior has trophies. Oh, he cannot get into the main base. I don't think a port will let him escape, but I could be wrong here. There's going to be the gauntlet used. Is this going to be the sacrificial lamb right now? The Arden for the Celeste, and I think that's a yes. But the Kraken is pushing, and here we go. As Davy Jones likes to say, release the Kraken into the base, and it is on. Trophies, can you go for it?
Well, 1v3, it will be tough. It's more like a 1v4 at this stage with the Kraken up, but Truffy's able to put down a lot of damage, almost catching out the Destiny Stars, but needs to be careful for Solar Storm just clipping, however.
Yes, he gets it. There's the Heliogenesis. Here comes I Angry You Die. Highest doesn't have the damage. He is the Captain Batiste, but here's the Kraken battering onto the Vayne. Oh my goodness, can Eanix actually stop this and break even? Can they go back? Can they get this into a 2-0? Or will it be, well, will it be Celsior making it into a 1-1, pushing it into a game 3? Let's find out. The damage from that Kraken. Oh my goodness, the Vayne almost. The word there, guys, you gotta remember, is almost breaking the Vayne.
Yeah, and amazing work by Truffy's on that Celeste there to hold the base. 11-3 to 6 right now, being the MVP for that team. You obviously have to give it up to the rest of the team of Eanix for getting that far in this game of what we thought, you know, could easily just be a Celsior match. And for actually both teams here just playing this one so well, as that Kraken could have easily gone over to Eanix previously if they committed to it when Vox had turned up. But now Vox is the sole defender of his base for just a second as they break down that anchor turret.
They have to have a lot of vision right now, because one wrong step or one good backdoor from Celsior, and it's gonna be over, playa. Here it is, get the wall just for the pushback. Another usage of the Arden's ultimate, but they're backing off. Oh, the fearsome shade puts their backs against the wall, and the chase is on. Can they deal the damage? The Heliogenesis from Truppies is dealing so much. Does he have the ultimate? Or collapse, 5 seconds. Does have the Heliogenesis. Destiny Stars hot on his tail. Oh, the stun connecting as well. The Batiste with the Ordain. One more bad motion. There you go. 1-for-1 is the trade. Truffies and Truffles trying to back off into the base. They're very low on HP, and they're trying to get this heal from the Trent, and they will. Still, that was a hot action-packed, maybe last clash.
Yes, both these teams just going back and forth at it, and right now, of course, Celsior being in the advantage here with the side of Eanix having no turrets left, but a single team fight could change that at this stage. The death time is long enough, and we know that Kraken is up. If Eanix are able to win this one out as they chase down the side of Celsior, they managed to land that gauntlet, however, Highest going to be up to block that one, and Destiny Stars trying to make their way out of this fight.
The Heliogenesis, one. Fearsome Shade, not gonna be enough. 50 seconds left onto the Batiste, and it's a disaster. Oh no, Eanix, they have the opening right now. The Kraken is ripe for the taking, but they have to be careful because Destiny Stars, look where he is. He's in the lane, he's pushing the wave, and he might go for a backdoor, but at the same time, Eanix have to look for an opening to finish out this game, because one wrong step, and they can actually still lose this one. Destiny Stars, though, found it out here. They're going for the slow. There's the sideline onto the Impale. Nice timing there from Destiny Stars to actually sidestep that one. But they're starting it right now. 20 seconds onto the Batiste. Truffles as well as Truffies trying to back him off. The zoning potential with this Celeste is just too much, just too immense. Destiny Stars has to back away. Devil does have that Rose offensive, but it's just too much. The zoning from the Heliogenesis will be enough. Or am I wrong? Oh, Devil. He's looking for it, but that's gonna be a no. And the Kraken finally taken by Eanix.
Yeah, and you can see some great vision coming out of Truffless here on that roam for the side of Eanix, and has put up a lot of vision along the top and into their base as well, into the entrance there. So they are ready for a possible backdoor and are going to be playing this one cautiously. You can see that the whole side of Celsior have grouped together in this lower jungle, whether they want to try catch out and go behind the side of Eanix in this team fight, or just walk right past them. They might go for the base.
They might go for the base indeed. Truffles will get blown up here, but does have the Vanguard into the hands, embracing hands of this Lance, and he will survive. There is the Gauntlet. They have to be careful because that Kraken is pushing right now. Celsior on a time clock, a ticking time bomb, but at the same time, one wrong misstep here for Eanix could spell disaster for themselves. There's the Rose offensive, but Trophies, the positioning from this Celeste is godlike. Look at him just dropping down the Heliogenesis left and right. Turret has been destroyed. Where is that Kraken? Is breaking onto the base. The turrets have been exposed, and this could be it. Oh my goodness, Celsior, they tried, but they could not survive. And here we are with the ace. There's even a pause, but that was just enough, and this should be GG WP.
Yes, no doubt about it. A very hard-fought game for the side of Eanix. They're finally closing it out at almost 30 minutes in.
Oh my god.
Do it. And wow, that you are right when you say that Trophies on Miss Celeste is just godlike with their movements and positioning in that fight. If what they have done one wrong misplay there, really, Celsior could have taken it all. They had their base exposed, and just with a man advantage, I think Celsior could have turned that one around, but they weren't able to break through and find Trophies on the back line. So what a game. So close, so back and forth, but thank you for casting through with that with me. And to
Always a
go
pleasure.
into a bit more detail on that, I do have Luxura.